Hello and welcome to a Kooky corner of YouTube, and today I am going to take you through a few of my favourite books, some of them new, some of them not so new. They are not specifically textile or art because you can link any of these into your artwork or craft work, however you want to do it. So they're kind of like a little mixed bunch of things. But really interested and excited to show you these because there's some really lovely work that you can use and take ideas from to incorporate into your own personal practice. So without further ado, I am going to take you through them. I'm going to leave this one till the end just for a reason that I will explain later. So let me start off with calligraphy. Okay, so this is a book by Denise Lack, who is a renowned calligrapher and has had quite a few books published on the subject of this. What I like so far about the cover of this is that it's very experimental, not specifically word orientated or language orientated, which I'm loving at the moment. The Asamic writing bug has got me hard at the minute, and so I thought we'd have a look through this, just a quick flick through, because it's a recent purchase. I have got lots of calligraphy books. I did that way back when I was right from in my 20s, and I've dabbled in it occasionally for different things, but this is a new thing, fairly new thing for me, because I learnt about Asamic writing, etc. at college, and this is not specifically Asamic writing, let me just point that out now, but the ideas from this could lead to something like that. Anyway, so Denise Lack, it's a calligraphy, a book of contemporary inspirations by Thames and Hudson. And we've got a little bit of blurb there. Let me take you up just a little further so that you can have a little look at that. The creative design potential of calligraphy is almost limitless. It can be a very personal pathway to explore an enormous array of sophisticated visual concepts, and basically it just tells you a little bit about Denise Lack and using a range of writing tools and techniques, taking a playful look to written script. So looking further in here, it says we've got 259 illustrations. This is something that I really like. It is quite illustration heavy, and I love that about this. I mean, even looking at the textures here, just really interesting. If you look at the contents, we've got nibs, ruling pens, cola pen, interesting, pipette, stamping, combining tools, more tools and techniques, medium materials, applied lettering, and you've got a little bit about the things at the back, so photo captions, etc, etc. Little forward there from Adrian Frutiger, or Frutiger, I think they would say. A little more introduction. Let's get into this. Look at that. I don't know, there's something about that script that calls to me. It's beautiful. So this is all about nibs and examples and lots of reading to do here, but beautiful, beautiful pictures. Beautiful, beautiful examples of broad nibs, automatic pens, calligraphy pens, music nibs. Music nib is a pointed nib with two slits. Interesting. That sounds like an interesting pen to use. But look at all this texture, and you know, I'm not going to home in on every single page, but I love this because it is so visual heavy and just so many textures, and you've got bits of text in between to explain and to give you ideas, rotating pen, line spacing, etc. Preparing your pen, using pipettes to do the writing. That is something that's very appealing at the minute. But look at this. This is a pipette lettering design. Again, you just have to admire the way that people use these tools. But I love the fact but they're taking organic shapes, concentric compositions, and the book goes on. There's just so much to see in here. Look at that. I love that. Letter painting. Really, really cool. This page. Oh, so lovely, so lovely. So I really like the idea of using forms within my work that could be words, but maybe are not. So that's a very recent purchase. I really like this. Lots of visual stuff to look at and take from. It's not really technique heavy. This is more about looking at the inspiration that you can see and drag your own ideas from. There you go. That's Calligraphy by Denise Lack, and it's published by Thames and Hudson. To follow that one, I have this beauty of a book that I've had for a while. This is Drawn to Stitch by Gwen Hadley. It's line drawing and mark making in textile art. So it is a mix and amalgamation of all those kinds of things. So yeah, it covers line and mark making tools, materials and methods, drawing, printing, mixed media techniques, all the things that I am loving and love within my artwork and also in my stitching. So it kind of ties those things together, and that's what I love about it. So Drawn to Stitch, again, loads of beautiful, beautiful visuals to look at. This was printed in 2010. It's a Batsford book. Batsford, my heart. I love Batsford books. It's not one of the ones with the flocky cover, which I'm enjoying at the minute because they're very tactile. I love those. But yeah, it's aimed at those who are perhaps reticent when it comes to drawing as a preparation for stitch. I'm finding the more that I can get things down in different ways, the more inspired my stitching becomes. So it does tie into your work. If you can maybe embrace a sketchbook, and not necessarily in a way that, you know, other people may use a sketchbook. I don't know. It's just so interesting. There's lots of writing here as well about using tools and materials and backgrounds. So drawing tools, you can use sticks, twigs, cotton buds, not necessarily the tools that you might think of when you come to drawing. And that is what this book is about. It's about being experimental. So supplementary art materials, backgrounds, cartridge paper, used tea bags. That sounds like an interesting one to try. Altering backgrounds, weaving a ground, distressing, colouring the grounds, beautiful. How to colour for discharge dyeing, so that's interesting. It's a process of removing colour from materials that have already been previously dyed. Love that idea. I did a little bit of it in college. Have not done so much lately, but again, makes me want to try. Cold water dyeing, line drawing textile processes, printing, really into this at the minute, loving my jelly plate printing and I want to take that further again, but this is great. Card printing for line, erasers as line printing blocks. That's a really good way to get yourself a cheap rubber stamp, get yourself a plastic eraser and carve into it. Great way. So yes, again, it's lots of visuals, lots of inspirational visuals in this book, which I love. Interpreting line quality, drawing and stitching, combining the two. And then lots of inspiring, beautiful work by other artists as well, not just Gwen's work, but love it, absolutely love it. And this is beautiful, including like free machine embroidery and hand embroidery. So if you are into those techniques, then a really good way of combining. Anyway, this is beauteous. I am loving all these little pieces here by Shelley Rhodes. I've got a couple of books by Shelley Rhodes as well. And I love all these little sampley pieces, which are great to put in sketchbooks if you want to try out a new technique. Anyway, that's that one. That is Drawn to Stitch by Gwen Headley, and it is a Batsford book. And its little sideline is line drawing and mark making in textile art. There we go. Continuing on the Batsford book theme, I have got this book, which is called Contemporary Applique. It's by Julia Tristan and Rachel Lombard. I think I've got another book by them as well. I think I might have shown it already. This is a new one, new to me anyway. It's a second-hand book, but it's new to me. I think I got this one from World of Books, but it's one of those strokey, textile-y, flocky covers that I like so much. So Contemporary Applique. If you've seen any of my stitch squares that I've been doing for the recent stitch swap, I love applique. I think it's a great way of adding another dimension to your work. This is a 2014 book, and this again, beautiful visuals. I have to say, for visuals, Batsford are like second to none for like textile-y work. You know, they put loads and loads of beautiful examples, and I'm loving these. These are just great. It's like cream tea, scones, cake, strawberries and cream. It's a little bit like that the menu book that I still need to finish. I haven't forgotten that. Applique in context, so it takes you back historically, ancient applique, 16th century caskets. Look at the detail in that. Let me just take this off. Look at that. There's a casket there. This is also a great book if you are starting out in textile college, or if you are a college student and are doing some kind of textile course. It's supremely good because it gives you ideas. So it takes you through symbolism. Oh, I'm dribbling. Look at this. Look at this. This is called Indian Spring. It's by one of the authors, Julia Tristan, and it's painted and block printed papers in silk fragments, collaged to linen with cellulose paste, and free machine embroidery and hand stitched on top of. And I'm dribbling. It's so beautiful. Colours in that. What shall I make? So it's kind of like you decide what you want to make, and then it gives you ideas, like a little helpful table there. This, a circle of allotments. Now, if anybody's been watching previously, I have decided that I want to do the scrolling rolling pin, which is like a a scroll on a rolling pin, and I've been getting lots of ideas in. But this kind of stuff looks like something I wanted to incorporate in, but I'm going to add all this into my ideas folder. Look at this page. I mean, look at that. Who can look at that and not dribble? Annie, I'm talking to you. Who could look at that and think, that's got everything. It's got collar, it's got buttons, it's got stitch. Oh, okay. I composed myself. But yeah, I actually adore this book, and I think there is another one as well. It's like transferring designs. If you have got some children in your life, or if you have got gifts you want to give people, get a drawing from one of the parents, or if you are a parent, get one of your kids' drawings, make it into a piece of artwork, and that's like a collaboration between you and your child. And how lovely would that be to look back on? Transfer methods, as this book has it all. It really does, with so many different ideas, and just the visuals of it are amazing. If anybody's got an embellisher, I do have an embellisher. I have a baby lock embellisher that I sometimes occasionally drag out if I'm doing big pieces. It hasn't been used for about a year so far, but I do occasionally drag it out to use, and it is very handy, although the needles in it are quite an expense. So yeah, we've got lots of inspiration for inlaid applique, bonded applique, so using bonder web or whatever other alternatives there are for that. Look at it. Just, I love these. I love these birds. These are by Karen Suzuki, these budgies here, and this one is also a pigeon by Karen Suzuki. I see a bird in my future. One of those. Pushing the boundaries. Love this. Unusual materials to use. It's just great. It's just great, and I love it, and I recommend this wholeheartedly. It's a beautiful book, lots and lots to look at. That's Contemporary Applique by Julia Tristan, Rachel Lombard, and it is a Batsford book. Moving on, we have Creative Recycling in Embroidery. This is by Val Holmes. I believe this is Batsford. Yes, it is, but it's a paperback Batsford. I don't have too many of those. Most of mine are hardbacks, but this is a paperback one. And it is recycling everyday items to create beautiful and unusual textile pieces, from bags, bowls and vessels to simple wall hangings, packed with ideas for plundering a range of salvage materials from spare fibres, fabrics and embroidery to paper, plastic, wood and metal. Simple instructions appear alongside stunning and inspiring work by highly acclaimed textile artist Val Holmes and other contemporary artists. Look at these. Bus passes which have been stitched into. How cool is that? How cool is that? So, as a magpie womble, magpie wombles unite! I have to say that this book is awesome for dragging in the things that you wouldn't usually think of to use, or giving you ideas of things that you could use that are not going to cost you anything, are going to recycle something. So it's brilliant. So this one is 2006. It's getting on a little bit, but I think it's still very, very valid in whatever form you want to use it. So recycling waste, working with silk, roaster's waste. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Skeleton leaves torn and attached by hand over the top of some embroidery. How lovely. Silk paper, that's something I've tried before and will be trying again. I have found out all my silk paper stuff, so keep your eyes open for that. Lots of inspiration here. The silk paper bowl. If you see my fairy bowls and needle felted ones, then this is also something that fits into that bracket rather beautifully. I'm really into vessels again at the moment. I'm into everything. You're into everything, Kooky. Yes, I hold my hand up. There are many things that fascinate me. I have one of those butterfly minds that flits from one thing to another. But I always come back, I circle back to all these things and try and find ways of tying them in so that they're all together. Working with wool and animal fibres, cheats felt. That's an interesting way. I will probably have a try of that at some point if you're interested in seeing how to make some cheats felt. There's cheats felt 1, cheats felt 2. Found animal hair. If you've got pets, brilliant. Working with cotton and linen. Working with synthetic fibres. That bowl there is giving me the joys. Fusible fibre bowl made from Christmas decoration fibre with a small amount of Angelina on the inside. How cool is that? Another, this beautiful sculptural vessel thing looks lovely, and I am living for that. We've got patchwork into vanishing fabrics. Oh, the list is endless for all things. My mind starts buzzing after this, and I just want to go and grab all the things and start making. It's the way it goes. And lots of information, lots of reading in this one. It's not as much, there's loads of visual things, but there's a load to have a look at and get your teeth into and learn about as well. So stitching over wood pieces. Look at this. Calligraphy is something that I have tried as well. Not calligraphy, collograph work, and wanting to do some more of that. Did that at college. More vessels, and I love this. This is a good housekeeping. Selected pages from Mrs. Beeton's book of household management. Dictate how to be a woman and run a home. Made a bodice out of that. A bodice out of it. With cardboard and paper clips. I love that. Oh dear. Interesting. Domestic goddess book. Yeah, there we go. Cardboard books. This is a metro map with embroidery on it. Loving that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Anyway, that's that one. I'm going to make this video really long with me drooling all over the books, but Creative Recycling in Embroidery by Val Holmes, and it is a Batsford book. Papier-mâché, a thing close to my heart. Once again, I did a lot of papier-mâché, mainly a lot with my kids when they were younger. We did loads of this. I've done it at school when I've worked with people on papier-mâché pieces, and one of my favourite artists uses papier-mâché, and I'm absolutely enthralled with the whole making of these beautiful little creatures. This work is by somebody who you might know. It's Sarah Hand. She's got some videos here on YouTube as well, so look out for Sarah Hand's YouTube videos on these beautiful items. The artist I was thinking about is Julie Arkell. Anybody who's seen any of Julie Arkell's work, you'll know what I mean about. It's like otherworldly, and I love that about her work. It's just beauteous. Anyway, this one is Sarah Hand's book. I recently got this one. This was published in 2021 by Walter Foster Publishing, which is part of the Quarto Group. Table of contents. So we've got all the things you're going to need. I love the drawings in this. Just love all the details. How to make your cornstarch mix. Look at these guys. I mean, who wouldn't want that beautiful cardinal in their lives? Step-by-step projects. This is something I want to get into because I want to do some of my own characters. I'm going to quickly flip through this one because it's a lot of detail. It's not fair really to show too much of it, but look at that. Look at him. How lovely is that robin? I love Sarah's work. I love her videos. She's really, really good teacher. And I think she has some, not sure if it's a Domestica courses. I'm kind of thinking it's Domestica, but I could be wrong on that one. Have a look in the back, see if I can find more details. But this is a supremely lovely book. I love it. I'm going to delve into this when I come back from holiday. This is going to be an autumn thing for me, I think. So Sarah Hand is a papier-mâché artist, an illustrator and an art teacher. Creating messy, fun medium, undiscovered well of inspiration for Sarah. Creating creatures, dolls and puppets led her to teach the magic of papier-mâché to children and adults alike. Beautiful. So check her out. That's papier-mâché, and it's one of the Art Makers series. I presume there are other books in this series, but this one is by Sarah Hand, and it is a Walter Foster 4-quarto book. This last book is an absolute find for me. It kind of encompasses all the things I love about mixed media, and it's kind of like I looked at this and it's kind of like I recognise some of the ways that I work within this lady's work. It's Mixed Media by Eva Kallian. It is in German. Now, do not let that put you off. I will explain in a moment. But if we look through this, it's just glorious. I mean, this is just the way I like to work. Maybe my colours are maybe a little brighter. I don't know. Different colour palette, but this is the way I work. And I didn't know that there were other people who did very similar things. but obviously there are. I mean, we all take inspiration from each other. But this was just like it was like a recognizing when I saw her work. She's got an Instagram page, go and check it out as well. But there's like little projects in here for collage and such, and I'm going to take you through one of them at some point, which is this one, which is it's a blind portrait. So you close your eyes and draw on a page and then colour it in. But I think that's one we might do together. I think we probably enjoy that, wouldn't we, if we had a go at that together. So I will at some point be doing a little blind paper portrait based on this from the book that I'm showing you now. Now, you may look at this and think, okay, it's brilliant. It's not available in English. I had to get it, and there is a way around this so that you can figure out what this is saying. If you read German, you're all good, well and good. And I can pick out certain words and you can understand certain words. But if you have an iPhone, I don't know how true this is for every phone, but if you have an iPhone that's running the latest software, if you come across text that is in a different language, all you need to do is to take a picture of it on your phone. Then when you go back in, press on it and highlight it, and it will ask you if you want to translate it. And you will say yes. And then what you can do is copy and paste that translation into a page, translate it out. How cool is that? So that you can work through all these things. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and I've got it all here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these inside the book so that I can utilize it to help me with my very basic pidgin German. I did do German at school, but I can pick out lots and lots of the things, but putting it all together. But that is just a really simple way of any book in any language. Well, I don't know how many languages are supported by it, but it opens up a whole new world. And I'm not going to go into the Disney song. Sorry. I'm tempted, but I won't. A whole new world. No, yeah, I did it. I went there. So yeah, the beauty of this book is just in all. I mean, how can you look at that and not want to grab all your paints and inks and have a go? It really is that visceral. It kind of grabs you. But yes, the iPhone technique is a joy. Please let me know if you have got a similar thing, if you have another make of phone. I just know that it works with the iPhone. So you take a picture of the text, click into it, and it will highlight it, and it will say copy paste, whatever, but it will also say translate if it recognizes that it's in a different language. You just say yes, and then it'll translate into a block of text for you, and you can keep that and put it into a document to print off, or just to keep on your phone when you want to access. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. This book definitely worth a buy, even in the German, especially in the German, because it will help me learn a little more German as well. And I am absolutely enraptured with the techniques of the lovely artist Eva Kallian. I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly, but it's by EMF. It is an EMF published book, and I would, if you're into mixed media, I'd strongly recommend, or if you want to learn about it, strongly recommend getting it, working through some of the exercises and having a look at Eva's work. That's it from me. It's going to be quite a long one, this one, but I hope you have enjoyed a little look through some of the new books, or some of the books, my well-loved books. So it's like a mix of both, and it's a mix of media. It's mixed media. Anyway, have a great day. If you've liked this, please show me a thumbs, give me a thumbs up. YouTube love it when they get all these things. Their little algorithm goes to work, and then it will spread it around, and so we get more people having a look, and that means more videos for you guys if you are interested. Also, if you like a lot of the things I do on here, please consider subscribing. If you click to subscribe, and then you click on the bell. You will get all the notifications of when I do uploads, so that you don't have to worry and you won't miss me. I hope to see you all very soon here with something else. Bye for now.